Hello, this is National Sales Director Leah Lachlan, and I hope I'm the very first. Congratulations and welcome to our Mary Kay family. We're so excited to have you and support you in starting this new business opportunity and adventure. And so you are watching this video probably because you just ordered your $100 starter kit. And I made this video to share some important information that we like new consultants to know. We're also going to talk about some of your next steps to get the ball rolling in your business. I'm going to explain how this business works and how we make money and what your inventory options are as you open the doors to this new business. Okay, so we're going to cover all those things in this video, and I'm sure you're filled with excitement and hope, but also maybe a little bit of uncertainty, which is totally normal. This video will feel like you're drinking from a fire hose. I'm going to share a lot of information, and it may even feel a little bit overwhelming, and just know that that's normal. It's a normal experience to feel that mix of emotions and maybe a little bit overwhelmed, like, oh my goodness, what have I gotten myself into? But rest assured, this is your own business, and you're calling the shots, and we're just here to support you to be the absolute best that you can be. And your success is my success, and my success is your success, and we're better together. And we're here to walk you through this journey to get out of this business opportunity whatever you want to get out of it, okay? And so I do like to start by just sharing my story about when I started my business and how the decisions I made as I got my business going. And so I very hesitantly ordered a $100 starter kit. I had three main goals in the beginning of my business. One was to make extra money. I was teaching at the time and waiting tables at night, and I saw my girlfriend making extra money with Mary Kay, and I thought it could at least replace my waitressing income on less hours. So that was a big motivation for me. Number two is I really just saw it as a really fun challenge, and curiosity got the best of me, and I wanted to just see how it would go and see how I would do with this fun challenge. Okay, so that was really motivating. And then the third reason that I didn't really share with anyone, but was probably the biggest motivator, is I thought I would prove that the business opportunity didn't really work. Okay, I know that's a backwards way to start a new business, but I was willing to try, but I didn't have a lot of hope and belief that I would be successful. And I wanted to do all the things to build a successful business just to say, see, this doesn't work like you told me it would. Okay? And so thankfully I stand here now many years later. I have reached all those goals. It's been an incredible source of income that has blessed our family for many years. A six-figure income, more money than I thought was possible to make for someone normal like myself. It's been an incredibly fun, exciting, adventurous challenge that has built my confidence. You guys, I've grown as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, as a leader. And it's impacted my life in ways that we don't even have time to talk about right now. And then thirdly, thankfully, the business opportunity proved me wrong. And I saw that very quickly and early on in my business that this was a legitimate business opportunity, that when you work the business, you can build a really thriving Mary Kay business and have an incredible source of income for your family at any level that you want to, depending on your desire to invest your time and effort into it. And so after I ordered my $100 starter kit, then the next steps unfolded after that. Okay, and so I had the option to invest in inventory. And I'll just tell you up front, this was a very nerve-wracking decision for me. I had never made a business investment before. My husband and I were right out of college and both working just entry-level jobs, so didn't have a ton of extra income lying around, and it was just unknown territory to me. And I got into Mary Kay to make money. So then to ponder making an investment to build a business created a lot of uncertainty in me. Okay. So I hesitantly ordered the $100 starter kit. In fact, planned on not getting inventory. But as I learned more about how the business worked and got educated on how to build a successful business and got educated on what an investment is and got educated on how that investment generates income and is a source of income, I did actually decide to make an inventory investment. Okay. And again, very hesitantly and with a little bit of fear, but saw this as, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to give it my best shot. And after being educated about how the business worked, I saw that having inventory on hand for the customers I was servicing was one way to give it my best shot. Okay, so now that you've heard a little bit about my story, what I want to cover next are the benefits of having products on hand for your customers. And then after that, I want to go into probably some concerns you have, some hesitations you may have, some questions you may have. So I want to cover and address those. And then after that, I want to talk through the package options that you have and the reward and free product bundles that come along with each package that Mary Kay offers to new consultants. All right, so we're going to cover all those things. Let's start with the benefits, which are numerous and also very intuitive because we're all consumers who buy retail products. So we know what it feels like to get a product right on the spot. And when given the option, do you want this now or do you want this later? Every consumer in America would say, well, I would prefer that right now. I would like to have that now. I'd like to get my hands on it and take it home and use it. And so a lot of the benefits of having the product are very intuitive to all of us. And so when we sell our product, the most common way that we do that is at an appointment with a woman who is experiencing and trying the product. Okay, now we also have websites and we sell online and we use social media to advertise and market our business. So we do have that online presence, but the most common way and the most effective way and the way this company was built is that you would be face to face with a woman or a group of women and they would get to try and experience the products first. That's one of the things that we add that is of great value to women is they get to experience the products in a very safe environment, either in their home or in the home of a friend or family member. Okay, so when the woman experiences the products, then she's going to decide what she wants to purchase. And when she knows she can get it then and there, right then and there, she buys it. She's more likely to buy it and she's more likely to purchase more. Okay, sales studies and marketing studies have shown, and this is not a Mary Kay study, this is just across the board in sales and marketing, that when a customer or consumer can get the product right then and there upon purchase, that sales are 57% higher than they would be if the customer had to wait on the product. Okay, so when you go to your appointments and you say, I've got products on hand right now, and what you are about to experience, you can actually walk out the door with, your sales increase, and your confidence increases, and the loyalty of your customers also increases. Okay, so back in the day when I started my business, I started with inventory. And then a month or two later, I just saw even more the benefit of having everything. So I made another larger inventory investment to get myself to what we call a full store in Mary Kay. I just wanted to have everything and I didn't want to deal with the hassle of not having products on hand. And so I made this investment and then went through the season of, and this was several months later, of sort of letting my inventory dwindle down. For a variety of reasons, but mainly just because I wasn't paying attention enough and just let it sort of dwindle. And in that season, I would go to parties, you guys, and I would feel so awkward not having everything. And I can't tell you how many times that people would ask, oh, do you have this color or this shade? And if I had to say no, guess what they said? They're like, oh, never mind, I'll get it another time. I lost the sale. Because I didn't have it right then and there. Versus when I could say, oh yeah, I've got that in my car. Oh yeah, it's in my bag over here. Oh, I'll take that or add that to my list. Okay, I mean, it's like without fail. If I had it, they wanted it. If I didn't have it, oh, I'll get that later. Okay, so it creates that feeling of immediate gratification. It creates and generates more sales when you're in front of people, and it creates a loyalty from your customers. When they know they can get the products from you right away or in a very timely manner when they're reordering, they will be loyal to you. Okay, if they know they have to wait, they'll find the other girl in the area who has the products on hand, who they can get them from immediately. Okay. Let's also talk about just the time that it takes. Okay, so let's say you go to an appointment and you make some sales and you don't have everything or most of everything. What that creates is having to go home and probably add an extra hour or two of effort because you didn't have the products. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to go home, you go through your sales tickets, and you create the order on InTouch so that you can get the products in. Okay, so you create the order, you pay the shipping. You do pay shipping for every order that you place. It's a flat rate, whether you get one lipstick or 10,000 lipsticks, it's just a flat rate so you can kind of know your expenses to expect. So you pay extra shipping that you wouldn't have had to pay if you had it right then and there. Okay, and then you wait for the order to come in. And guess who's also waiting? Your customers are waiting as well. And when there's that waiting period, excitement kind of decreases and they kind of forgot about the products and they forgot how you told them to use them when they were with you. Okay, so they're waiting too. And so then the order comes in a box, and it's not all divided up in like who needs what. It's just all right there in the box. And so you're going through it, sifting through it, divvying up into different bags, who needs what, or maybe packaging up to ship to your customers, paying another shipping cost as well. And then you're delivering to all of them, and they're finally getting their products. And you're doing all of this in the midst of, I'm sure, a busy life, a full plate, a full schedule, a family, school, work, marriage, all those things. Okay? And so I wanted to give you a little snapshot of what that looks like compared to having products on hand. And when people purchase from you, you're like, here you go, enjoy. And then all you have to do is to follow up and make sure she loves it. Okay, so very different than going home and having to order. Now, don't hear me say this. Okay, don't hear me say that unless you have inventory, you can't be successful in Mary Kay. Okay, because I'm not saying that. I have supported, hundreds, thousands of women in starting a Mary Kay business. And some women have big inventories, and some women have medium-sized inventories, and some women have small inventories, and some women start with no inventory. I have seen I've seen the full spectrum of starting this business. And success is really ultimately about you and your choices and your decisions, regardless of your inventory level. Okay, success comes from within you. Now, inventory supports that success, absolutely. But don't hear me say that if you don't have inventory or choose not to or decide not to or can't for whatever reason, that you cannot build an inventory and be successful. There will be some challenges and there will be some extra time invested when you don't have inventory, but it's still a viable business opportunity and marketing plan that can bless you and benefit your family. There's just advantages to having the product on hand versus not. Okay. Also, you do go into your appointments with a lot more confidence. I remember that season when I let my inventory dwindle down. So I would kind of know going into a party what I didn't have in my inventory. And I would avoid talking about those things because if I talked about them, I loved them. So I would naturally just sell what I was wearing, what I was talking about, what I was excited about. That's very natural to sell those items. And I remember thinking like, oh man, I'm out of concealers. I better not talk about how much I love the concealer. Then everybody wants the concealer and I don't have the concealer. And so, that's almost, you're working against yourself when you're avoiding talking about what you don't have on hand, because then people will order. Okay? So So when you go into a party and you know you have all the concealers and all the mascaras and all the skincare lines, it just gives you that confidence and that feeling of just handing a woman her bag, her boxes, her products. When she gave you money, you gave her products. You guys, that is an incredible feeling for you as the business owner and for her as the consumer. It creates some good vibes when that can happen. Also, you will use more yourself too. And that's something that you'll want to include in your initial order is head to toe Mary Kay for you, because we want to be authentic in our in sharing the products, and we want to have just a level of integrity that says, I love these and use these. You're going to love them when you use them because I love them and use them. And when you have experienced the product personally and the results and how it feels and how it smells, you become more effective at selling because of that personal experience. Okay? We're all actually in sales. Okay? We all have selling skills. You know, you saw this really great movie that you loved and you tell all your friends about it and you want them to see it and you're telling them how great it is. And they go see it because it was based on your recommendation. You sold them on it. All right? So we all do that, and we all share things that we love. And so do your own business a favor and your own profit level a favor by using Mary Kay head to toe, having your family use Mary Kay head to toe, because it's going to make you more effective and more authentic. And people can tell when you use the products or not. Okay, so the last thing I want to mention about the benefit of having products on hand is the motivation that it creates. And I'll use my own personal story as an example of this. And so very early on in my business, I didn't know if I was going to stick with this. I didn't have any big vision or goals. I had no plans to make it a career. Remember, I started to prove it wrong and prove that it didn't work. And so in those early days, it was easy to feel a little bit unmotivated sometimes, or feel like, oh man, now I got to do this Mary Kay thing. You know, I don't have time for this. I remember feeling that way. I was a new teacher. I had a full plate. I was volunteering after school for a period of time. I still had my waitressing job at this local Italian restaurant. So I just had a full plate and didn't have a grand vision with Mary Kay. So sometimes it just felt like this extra thing to do. Okay. So you know what kept me motivated? Were all the products that were in my 2-bedroom apartment that were staring at me saying, sell me, sell me, sell me. It was the inventory investment that I made that kept me motivated in the early days when I didn't have a bigger vision. Now, eventually I had that bigger vision and caught that vision and really made a commitment to my business. But that didn't happen early on. And so early on, I needed that product staring at me saying, you invested in me, now come sell me to generate an income and to honor the investment and commitment that you made. It was sort of a positive pressure. And I think we need positive pressure to get out there and do it. I mean, we're all so busy. We have so many things going on. It's easy for this extra thing to just be pushed under the rug because you don't have to do it and you got a million other things to do anyways, right? And so I had that inventory, and really looking back, I don't know what would have unfolded had I not had that positive pressure and that motivation and that responsibility to pay down my investment. I don't know if in those moments that it just felt like this one extra thing to do, you know, who knows if I would have made that decision to book that party or follow up with that customer. Because why do it? I made no commitment. If I hadn't had inventory, I'd had no skin in the game. And with no skin in the game, you know, why do it? It doesn't matter. Okay? So major source of motivation, you guys, a major source of positive pressure. And positive pressure moves us into action. And action is good in Mary Kay because action generates an income. And regardless of all the reasons you got into Mary Kay, my guess is You want to generate an income. I realize you may have gotten into it for the culture and the girlfriend time, but let's be real, okay? Let's generate an income. And I'm sure an income would bless you and your family and benefit your future. So now let's go into maybe some hesitations or concerns you may have. When I ordered my $100 starter kit, I knew that there was an inventory decision to be made. And initially, my decision was, I don't need any. I'll just wait and see how it goes. I'll take up orders and sell. Okay, that was initially my plan when I ordered my $100 starter kit. But then I got educated more on how the business works in a video similar to what you're watching right now. And I just learned about the business. I learned about customer service. And eventually, and very quickly after learning and being educated about the business, I did decide to invest in inventory. So I went from saying I'm getting zero inventory to investing in a $2,400 order. And then I think it was about a month or two later, did about another $2,500 order to get myself to right around a full store because I just saw the benefit and value of that. And so I remember my first thought when I was starting to consider inventory is I thought, wait, I got in this to make money. Like I'm trying to replace my waitressing income. I don't want to spend money. I got in this to make money. And remember having that thought, and it just created a little bit of hesitation in me. But I continued to learn and continued to educate myself and realized, like all businesses, that spending and investing some money on the front end is how you make money in business. Okay? So Walmart, for example, they don't wait until their shelves are all bare and empty to restock their inventory. No, trucks are showing up every day because they know that the consumer wants the product on the spot. And if it's not there, they don't buy it. Okay? McDonald's, they don't wait till customers come in to stock that store with hamburgers and fries and milkshakes because they know the customer is coming to make a purchase and wants that immediate gratification. And so they're investing money on the front end to be prepared to generate the sale and the profit when the selling opportunity comes, okay? And so there is a difference between debt and investment, okay? I am a Dave Ramsey girl. We have a Dave Ramsey kind of life. And don't want debt, don't believe in debt, don't have debt. But there is a big difference between a debt, a consumer debt, and an investment, okay? When you're charging up a credit card with stuff that you're buying, you have no return on that, okay? There's no profit that you're generating from that stuff that's going on that credit card. When you make an investment in a product that you can sell, that investment ends up generating an income and profit for you, okay? And so we had, I think, a car loan and some student loans to pay off early on in my Mary Kay business. And my fear is I don't want to add another payment to our life. But what ended up happening is I made my inventory investment. I paid down my investment with part of my Mary Kay profits. And my Mary Kay profits generated more income for our family, which allowed us to pay down other debts faster. Okay, so actually my fear of taking on debt on a credit card turned into a larger income in our household because it was an investment that I made that generated income. Okay, so big difference between debt and investment. Our financial lives look far different than they did back in the day when I started Mary Kay because of the income my business has generated. And it started with my inventory investment early on in the first few weeks of my Mary Kay business. I often hear people say, and I had this thought myself, is, okay, well, I want to just see how it goes. Okay, let's just see how it goes and see what people want. Okay? And I've never really seen that plan work too well in anybody's favor. Because first of all, what does that mean? And secondly, you don't really truly see how the business works when you're just selling from starter kit and catalogs. Okay, you almost put a lid on potential sales and profits for just not having anything to sell and not having the product for people to immediately have an experience. Okay, so it decreases the likelihood of selling more, and then I think just gives you maybe an invalid picture of your potential sales and profits when you do go to a party, when you're trying to sell from an empty wagon. Also, one or two parties or a handful of parties or your first few weeks of parties is not always indicative of your future success. You guys, if I would have based my inventory decision on my first party, Lord have mercy, I would have quit that day. My first party was supposed to be a mother-daughter party. And one by one, all the moms showed up with their 12, 13-year-old girls. And then one by one, most of the moms left. Okay, the hostess stayed and I think one of her friends. So it ended up being a party with me and a bunch of 12-year-olds. And I ended up buying more there because the hostess had her own direct sales company. And I got these like protein shakes from her. I spent more money with her than she spent with me at my Mary Kay party. And, didn't generate more than probably $50 in profit. Okay, so if I would have based my future success on those first few experiences with Mary Kay, I would have quit then. And so to wait and see how it goes sometimes doesn't always give you a full picture of what your potential success could be in the future. Another thing we hear a lot is just not knowing what people want, what your friends and family will want, and waiting to see what they will want with the product line before investing in inventory. And that's where I come in, or your recruiter comes in, because we know what people want. And we know what our best sellers are. We know what colors sell the best. We know what 20-year-olds want, and what 30-year-olds want, and what 40-year-olds want, and what 50 and 60-year-olds are interested in. So we have that information and we have that experience that we can pass on to you to help you to know what your friends and family will be most interested in based on their age and demographic. And so we can support you in doing that. And with your packages, they are completely customizable. And so they don't just come as standard packages. We actually work together to customize it for you based on the friends and family that you'll most immediately be selling to. Another thing we hear a lot is, my family doesn't care to wait. And that is probably true. I mean, your sweet mom and grandma, they'll wait for weeks to get their cleanser and mascara from you because they just want to support you and they love you. And so they probably don't care that they have to wait. But if you ask them, would you prefer to have it now or later? I bet they would say now. So they have a preference of getting it now. But yes, of course, they will wait. But the people maybe not as understanding are going to be the people outside of your close circle of friends and family that you don't have as close of a relationship with. And we teach you to not build on your friends and family, but to network through your friends and family to build a customer base. Just to build on your friends and family is annoying for them and frustrating for you. And so we teach you to network through them and to meet the friends and family of your friends and family. It's a warm, comfortable way to network and build a customer base. And that is a part of the training and education that you will receive as a new consultant. And so, yes, your mom and your grandma, they'll wait for months for their mascara and cleanser. But not all, there won't be loyalty to you like that with every customer that you're going to sell to. So now let's wrap up with 2 documents that are really helpful to look through. One, we call this the Business Power Plan. Okay, this is on my website, and also I can text you the link for this document. And this is a 6-step worksheet that helps you to set your goals. And it helps you to get a feel for the income you can generate based on the time that you invest in your business. And you go through a very simple worksheet, check off your goals, and each goal has a point value. you add up your point value, and that point value on this worksheet recommends a level of inventory that would most likely align with your goals. And that's what we always want to support women in doing, is establish some goals and some results that you want out of your business, and then we align that with an inventory level that would be beneficial and appropriate for your goals, okay? So that's very, very helpful to go through and will be very insightful about some of your next steps. And then there are financing options. I invested on a 0% credit card that I just happened to have that had a zero balance. It was 0% for 6 months, and I paid off my full inventory investment in 6 months. Remember, I got the $2,400 at first, and then a few months later got another about $2,400, and that was all on a 0% card that was paid to zero by the time the 0% was up, and it was all paid off not by my personal income and finances. I did not commingle personal finances with business finances. Those are always going to be separate. You actually want a separate checking and savings for your Mary Kay business as well. And so I paid it down with part of my Mary Kay profits. And I did it weekly. So every Sunday night, I would log into my online banking and I would make a small little payment that came from my Mary Kay checking, that came from my sales that week. So I had a very clear and specific goal. I had a very clear and specific plan to pay down my investment, which I did fairly quickly. And within 6 months, had an investment completely paid off. And then it started to get even more fun because I was generating more profit and income. Okay, so we do train you how to do that. Money management is a part of our new consultant education that you will get more information on. And so I did that on a 0% credit card. That is what most people do, although of course there are other options to make an investment. Mary Kay is affiliated with First Bank, and on marykayintouch.com there's a credit card application that you could apply for, and it's 0% for, I believe, 12 months, up to 12 months. And you do get a $100 credit when you get approved for that. So that could be a great option. If that's not an option, we can talk one-on-one and talk about more options and more ideas of how you could make your investment if that's something you're going to choose to do. So now let's go through the different packages and the bonuses you can earn at each level. There is a brochure that is in your starter kit. It's called Ready, Set, Sell. And it is a brochure of a visual representation of all of the packages that Mary Kay offers. Now, these are just examples. Like I said before, the packages are customizable, but it kind of gives you a good visual example of what you would get in each package and goes over the bundles that you would receive for each level. Okay, so this is super helpful. It's in your starter kit, or you can see a digital version of this on marykayintouch.com. Okay, so this will be important to look at as you're making this decision. So let's start with the Emerald Star level. This is $3,600 wholesale. So when I say wholesale, that's your cost at the 50% off. You're going to sell it for double that. Okay, so you basically buy it for $1 and sell it for $2. You get it at 50% off, and then you sell it for the retail value of it, and that's where you're generating your profit. So if you had a full inventory and went to a party and let's say sold $1,000, you gave everybody their product, all right? You leave with $1,000 in your pocket, and half of that is your profit, okay, that you can put in the bank that night. And it is your income that you just made. And then the other half is used to just reorder what you sold to keep your inventory stocked up. All right. So $3,600 wholesale, we do consider that a full store in Mary Kay for a newer consultant. As you build your customer base, your full store level will grow because you're just servicing more people. Okay. So this package, this Emerald Star $3,600 package, services about 30 to 40 customers. And you receive 6 free bundles with this order. And there are bundles to choose from. and they are your choice. And the average value is about $150. They actually range from $149 to $158, so about an average of $150 retail value, and you get to choose 6 of them. Plus, when you place your order within your first 15 days of ordering your starter kit, you get a color look. Okay, so it's a complete compact with 3 eye colors, a cheek color, lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss, mascara, eyeliner, and what am I forgetting? I think that's about it. It's $132.50 retail value. Plus you get 2 free roll-it bags, and those are $35 retail each. You get 2 additional mirrors for your parties. And so all of that adds up to $11 in bonuses. Okay, so that's $1,100 in free product that you receive that you don't spend any money on, that you can then turn around and sell for 100% profit. Okay, so you see how much you can generate, how much extra product you can generate early on in your business because of all the free bundles. Mary Kay actually just updated this program within this past year, and they've always offered free product with first orders, but it's never been so lucrative. Okay, so let's go down to the next level. It's a diamond level. It's a $3,000 wholesale order. This is enough for about 25 to 30 customers to order from you, and you would pretty much have everything that they need. You get 5 bundles with this order, valued at on average $150 retail, plus your color look, plus the free travel roll-up bags, plus your 2 free mirrors. So that's about $950 in bonuses that you get with a Diamond Star package at $3,000 wholesale. Okay, let's go down to the next one. This is the Ruby Star package. This is $2,400 wholesale. Happened to be the package I started with. I actually wanted the Diamond Star, but my 0% credit card that I had when I was 23 years old, it didn't have enough room on it. I didn't have a high enough balance to be able to get that, so I went with $2,400. This was enough for about 20 to 25 customers. You get 4 bundles of your choice, plus the color look, plus the 2 roll-up bags, plus the 2 mirrors, and that equals about $100 in bonuses that you receive. Let's move down to the Sapphire level, and Sapphire at $18 wholesale is the first star level. Okay, so being a star in Mary Kay is like a big old deal. Every quarter, every consultant in the company has an opportunity to be a star consultant based on selling and ordering that quarter. And many new consultants will start their business as a star because of the bonuses and the rewards that come along with that. You get a special gift from the company each quarter for being a star that you get to select. You get recognized in your unit. You get recognized at your weekly workshops. There's often a star outing that our unit does. We do all kinds of fun, crazy fun things with all of our stars to celebrate them and create a fun experience. So there's many benefits and rewards. And at this level, you have the option to have, this level and higher, you have the option to have what we call a business debut or a launch party. And that's where you just invite everybody in the world that you know, like anybody who knows your name and your face. You're inviting them to this launch party, and either myself or your recruiter will come and support you in holding this party. And it's kind of an open house style party where there's refreshments, and we have you set up tables with your product to display, and people come to support you and love on you and shop with you. Okay, so that is an option at the $1,800 level. When you have less product on hand than that, it usually makes more sense to start setting up smaller parties that you would do. But when you have lots of product on hand, a launch party is a really fun way to introduce your business and the product to everyone. At this $1,800 wholesale level, you get 3 bundles, plus your color look, plus your 2 free roll-it bags, plus your 2 free mirrors, and that equals $650 in bonuses. There are 2 package options below $1,800 wholesale. And so remember, $1,800 and above are the star levels. And then below that, there are 2 packages that you still get bundles with that are considered more hobby level packages For the woman who maybe does just want to sell to close friends and family, and maybe you're not thinking to build a customer base beyond a handful of people in your life, these may be more appropriate levels for you. And so 12 sale is enough for about 10 to 12 customers. You do get 2 free bundles with that, plus your color look, plus the 2 travel roll-up bags, plus the 2 mirrors with that. So it's about $500 in bonuses. And then the level below that, which is the very first level that you qualify for bonuses, is the $600 wholesale level. This is considered more of a personal order for you and maybe your family members or a handful of close people in your life. I could, if I were to sit down and pull up Mary Kay InTouch and pull up the ordering page and just order what I personally use and what my family uses, I could place probably a $1,200 order because I use Mary Kay from head to toe, and that's what my family uses. And so that's just an example of the size of these orders. They are more personal use and maybe just a friends and family level. The $600 wholesale order could probably fit in a shoebox, just to give you an idea of the amount of product that is. Here's a concern I haven't addressed yet. The $3,600, you guys, the full store inventory and package could fit in a couple of suitcases. I know when people hear full store, they often think like storefront property and lots of space. You could fit it under your bed or in a closet or in a couple of suitcases. It's not taking up a lot of space. I had a small, tiny 2-bedroom apartment when I started my business and had more than 3,600 eventually, and it easily fit in my small apartment. So they're little things like eyeshadows and eyeliners that don't take up a lot of space. Okay, so the $600 wholesale order you bundle plus your color look. And remember, your color look comes when you order within your first 15 days. 2 travel roll-ups, 2 mirrors for about $350 in bonuses with that. Okay, so those are your package options. And then anything under $600, you do not earn bundles and bonuses. There's no free product that comes along with that. All right, so what are your next steps at this point? Now that you've watched this video, it's to talk to me. That's your next step. Now that you've had this information, let's have a conversation. And I want to hear your heart. I want to hear your dreams. I want to hear what you're excited about. I want to hear what some of your goals are. I want to hear what you filled out on the business power plan. Remember this little guy? I want to hear what your point total was. I want to talk about your concerns. I want to talk about your fears, if you have any. I want to talk about your plans. Let's have a conversation and talk through it. And just know that I'm here to support you at whatever level that you want to work your business. If you want to walk, I'll walk with you. If you want to run, I'll run with you. If you want to sprint, I'll sprint with you. If you want to crawl, I'll crawl with you. If you want to stand, I'll stand with you. Okay? So I am here for you and excited to be on this journey with you. I'll talk to you soon.